When a player is impossible to scheme against, when you send double teams or you blitz them, and you can't figure out a way to minimize their impact of the game, they're going to score 30 no matter what you do. That player is impossible to guard. Unguardable. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from the Oklahoma City Thunder is unguardable because you can't take away his driving lanes. Watch an OKC game. Watch the whole game. Watch the fourth quarter. In the beginning of the game, he likes to get his teammates involved. The end of the game, it's closing time. Shai is one of the most clutch players in this league, averaging over 31 and a half a game. He is unguardable. That's a great question. And I'm going to give you the answer. I'm going to break down why he is unguardable. First, his shot, SGA. He can hit the midi. He can shoot the three ball well. He can get all the way to the hole and finish with the right or the left hand. So you have to honor his jump shot. You got to play him honest. His angles. He's 6'6", 195 pounds. He's strong, but he is slim. And he can get into tight spaces. If you send a blitz or a double team on a pick and roll, he can squeeze through tight windows. And if you guard him one-on-one, you send help, you leave help in the key, he can contort his body as he Euro steps to a right or left hand finish. Shai loves to finish left. He always likes to get back to his left hand. But the most important reason why he is impossible to guard, it is his stop and go pace. It's a little herky-jerky. Tight handles. That ball is on a string. He can accelerate and decelerate at top speed. And when he's accelerating and stops, that's when the defender usually can't catch up. It gives him space for his midi. He can go to his left. He can fall away. And he is impossible to guard. Now, when I talk about pace, you hear it a lot in today's NBA game. You've got the Joker. You've got Luka. They play at their own pace. They let the game come to them. They see the double teams coming. They manipulate the double team. They figure out how the defenses want to play them, and everything moves at their pace. Shai's that, but he is that plus a Tesla, meaning that he can accelerate and speed up so much faster. That's why you get so many people falling to the ground, can't keep up, hitting wide open jumpers in the lane. It's that stop and go pace. He likes to get back to his left, but he can finish with both hands. Because he can score at all three levels, it's really impossible to take away just anything from him. And he's playing so well, he's shooting it so well that Oklahoma City Thunder look great. And if you do, for some reason, keep up with him, it gives you a little shoulder bump. And like I said, he's 6'6", 195, but he's wiry strong. Look at the tape. There's a lot of defenders that are with him, and they're not because they can't keep up with the stop and go pace, or he gives them that little shoulder bump to create more space. He is unguardable. He's gotten better each and every year, and he's playing at an MVP level this year. Oklahoma City is a threat, and there is a true opportunity for them to win a championship this year. They're number one in defense because everyone knows their role. They get after it, and what you want to do, they take it away. The best thing you want to do each and every night, Oklahoma City is poised to take that away or make that harder. They don't turn the ball over. They're efficient on offense. They've got Isaiah Hartenstein now, a big who you can run the offense through. So you're not as reliant on Shai as you need to. He can create points for himself and others and Shai in that pick and roll game. And by the way, there was a 7-footer that should be back, could be back around springtime. And I think this 7-footer, Chet Holmgren, is going to do what another 7-footer did, Porzingis did for the Celtics. That right, because when Porzingis got back, it unlocked a new level to the Celtics offense, and it helped them on defense as well. Porzingis can score in the post. He can shoot the three. He can defend, protect the rim. Chet can do that. And Chet, now you have Jalen Williams, you got Isaiah Joe, you got Hartenstein, you got Caruso, you got all the pieces of the puzzle. Look out, because this could be the Thunder's year. Hello, and welcome to Big Ben and K-Win. Each week we broadcast live on YouTube. So if you're watching this live, please drop your comments below. If you watch this later on demand, drop your comments below. We will respond to your comments. We will like your comments. We will give you some feedback on your feedback to us. If you like the audio podcast, don't worry. Download, listen, subscribe. 5 stars anywhere you get your audio podcast. Spotify, it's like a 2-for-1. We've got video now, so check us out there. Today, we're going to talk about the National Football Playoff Championship. That's right, the Natty. We'll talk about the division round of the playoffs. Big win for the Rams. We'll get into some social media mentions and much, much more. I'm K-Win. Big Ben, he is still out on paternity leave, but he will be back next week. This week, I want to talk a little bit more about Magic Month. Have you ever gone on a vacation and been more tired when you got back than when you left? Needing a vacation from a vacation. It's a common thing. It happens to me a lot. I'm sure it happens to you as well. But with Magic Mind, there is a solution. I just got back from 3 days in Cabo. And with Magic Mind, I don't need another 3 days to recover because Magic Mind has a new product called Sleep Elixir. The Magic Mind Sleep Elixir helps you fall asleep faster and get a deeper rest. Energy without sleep? Well, that's the opposite of productive. Be more productive. Check out the Magic Mind Sleep Elixir. It pairs nicely with the Magic Mind Mental Performance Shot, which can help you achieve focus, clarity, and a sharper mind from clean energy. That's the Magic Mind Sleep Elixir with the Magic Mind Mental Performance Shot. So start your year off right by focusing on your mental wealth. There are 5 key pillars associated with mental wealth. That is sleep, diet, exercise, stress management, and exogenous compounds. Magic Mind is a piece to that puzzle that will help you unlock your mental wellness. 2025 started out on the right note with Magic Mind. And now you can check out our promo code. You can click on the QR code if you're watching this live or on demand, or you can type in this link into your browser and get 45% off the Magic Mind bundle, which includes the Sleep Elixir and the Mental Performance Shot. magicmind.com/Big Ben K-Win Jan. magicmind.com/Big Ben K-Win Jan. And you will receive 45% off the Magic Mind Sleep Elixir and Mental Performance Shot. So get started today. Get going today. We can't all build our generational wealth, but we can build our mental wealth with Magic Mind. All right. We have the College Football Playoff Championship coming, not this weekend because there's NFL playoffs, but we have it coming on Monday, January 20th in the Mercedes-Benz in Atlanta, Georgia. As of today, OSU is the favorite. Notre Dame Irish, they are the dog. They've been the dog all year, but they've been fighting through it. Ohio State -8, over under 45.5. Ohio State has so many weapons. They win, and they win with talent. The only thing hotter in these streets right now is LiAngelo Ball's tweaker song. I might swerve in that corner, whoa. I might swerve in that corner, whoa. But Ohio State has been doing this for much, much longer than LiAngelo. But they've gotten back to relevancy, kind of like LiAngelo did after his playing career. So the Buckeyes, you've got talent. Notre Dame, you've got team. Now, I'm not saying Notre Dame does not have talent. They do have talent. I'm just saying Ohio State has a little bit more talent, more NFL talent. That's not me saying this. That's Mel Kiper Jr., that's Todd McShane, that's NFL draft experts. You look at the Buckeyes here, they're loaded. I mean, they got like 10, 12 guys that could get drafted. I could go down the list. You've got, not this year, in the years to come, you got Jeremiah Smith, Caleb Downs, you got Jack Sawyer, you got Emeka Egbuka, who could be a mid-round wide receiver. They've got Josh Simmons on the offensive line. They've got Henderson, a running back. They've got their cornerbacks. They are just loaded with talent. Now, talent can't win a game, especially in college, especially when the light is so bright and so big. And Notre Dame has that talent, but they also have the chemistry. We've talked about the transfer portal. People leave. No more five-star recruits on the bench in special teams. But people don't leave Notre Dame. They go to Notre Dame for the prestige, the honor, the tradition, and for the education. So they aren't really impacted by the transfer portal. They're going to play football, but they're going for that legacy. They're going for that network. So Notre Dame has that tight chemistry. You can see it at all three levels, on offense, on defense, and on special teams. They don't quit. And because of that, I think it's going to be closer. I do like Notre Dame to cover. I think Ohio State still wins because you've got the transfer portal versus the team. I said talent versus team, but I like transfer portal versus the team. Some of Ohio State's best players came from the portal. Caleb Downs came from Alabama. And I think that talent is just going to be too much. Jeremiah Smith, we saw it. He didn't really do much of anything, but Ohio State used some of their other weapons. They started to run the ball. And if Will Howard continues to play like this, I don't know how you stop the Buckeyes. They've got too much. They've got the running game, they've got the pass game, they've got the defense. So I'm going to go with the Buckeyes. Buckeyes, congratulations. I've got you winning the Natty. Where do you want to go next? Ooh, we got to get into some NFL football. Congratulations to the Los Angeles Rams. They won last night in Arizona. That game got moved because of the wildfires out in Southern California. I'm down here in Southern California. We aren't personally impacted. We are safe. But there are several people impacted by the fires. So my heart goes out to them and their families as they try to recover, stay safe, and get back to some sense of normalcy. So we got two games on Saturday. We've got two games on Sunday, and they're good games. Everyone who we thought was going to lose probably did lose. Chargers, Broncos, Steelers. I can't think of the other team. Green Bay Packers. Yes. So let's get into the good games. We've got Texans at the Chiefs. Chiefs are a 7.5 favorite. 41.5 line on the over-under. 27 degrees at Arrowhead Stadium. Now, the Chiefs are the favorite for this game. They're probably the favorite for the Super Bowl as well. They are back-to-back Super Bowl champions, going for the three-peat there. And they've got the best player in the game, the most clutch player in the game. If there's a third and long, if there's a fourth and short, if you have to get the ball to a certain spot on the field for a field goal, who's going to do that? It's probably Patrick Mahomes, doing it with receivers we've never heard of, doing it with Travis Kelce, who's not as good as he has been. He still is good. Doing it with Kareem Hunt, doing it with Andy Reid. Fumble-rooski. So the Chiefs have to be the favorite. They're 15-2, favored to win this game, favored to win the Super Bowl. But here's what I want you to look out for with the Kansas City Chiefs. They are 15-2, but their point differential this year in 17 games, it's 59. So what does that mean? On average, the Chiefs are winning games just under 4 points. I think it's like 3.4. So the opposing team is always in the game. The Chiefs always play close. They've got a good defense. They've got Mahomes. So they're winning these close games. A lot of these games could have gone either way. Some people say they're not 15-2, but they are. But they haven't looked as good. And for the Texans to win, they're going to need someone outside of Joe Mixon and Nico Collins to step up. Tank Dell is out. Their offensive line is banged up. Shroud is going to have to play smart. He's going to have to get the ball out quick. And I think he's going to have to get the ball to Dalton Schultz. The Dalton Schultz tight end game. I'm going Texans. I know it's crazy. I know it's wild. But I've said it in the fall. I said it in the winter. And I'm now saying it in the early winter. Anyone but the Chiefs. They're going to go down. It's too hard to three-peat. And it's too hard to three-peat when you're barely beating opponents. The Texans are going to come in and do the unthinkable. CJ Shroud, you thought it was an off year, but he's going to lead them to a big win and go on to next weekend. And just think of what he could have done with all his weapons. Actually, we don't have to think about it. They're moving on. D'Amico Ryan, congratulations, you're moving on. All right, game number 2. let's get into it. Who do we have? So we started AFC. We're going back to NFC. We've got the Commanders versus the Lions. America's team, Detroit Lions. Everyone loves them. Dan Campbell, he's got a culture. He's got an identity. They're a strong, gritty group. And with that, they score a lot of points. I mean, this is a fast break offense, a lot of points. He puts pressure on you to put up points. He puts pressure on you not to punt because they're going to put up a lot of points. They're always going to put up a lot of points. They're averaging, I think, 29 points per game, and they're going to go for it on fourth down. You better bring your diapers because you're going to get nervous. The Lions have been doing it, and they've built that culture, that identity that I'm not even surprised when they go for it on fourth down. I'm only surprised when they don't get it on fourth down. Now, that's the positive. What the Lions struggle with is their defense because 12 players have been out over the course of the year. So their defense has been a little down, and that's why their offense has to score, and that's why they force you to score because they are banged up on the defensive end. They like to play tight man-to-man. They come after the quarterback, and they will stop you on the ground. So that's why I think someone other than Joe Mixon is going to have to step up. The Commanders, they've got Jaden Daniels. Could be a new Superman here. He's looked great, rookie quarterback. I think Teddy Bruschi said on ESPN or some show he might be the greatest rookie quarterback he's seen of all time. That's how good he's been. He led the Commanders back to the win against a very stingy Tampa defense. Let him down the field for a field goal. He's been playing at a high level all year. He's been throwing the ball well. He's been running the ball. They've got Austin Eckler. They've got Scary Taylor. We've got Zach Ertz. But I don't think they have enough. Give me the Lions. Sorry, Jaden. It's not going to be this year. Ooh. Let's get into Rams, Eagles. That is the next game. That is Sunday. Philly is favored -6. Over under 43.5. 41 degrees at the link. On paper, the Eagles are the champs. They look like the champs. They've got all this talent. So many great personnel players. Barkley, Smith, A.J. Brown, Ertz, Goddard. They are stacked with talent. They could be the Ohio State of the NFL in terms of the talent. They've got so many weapons. But it comes down to more than talent. At the NFL level especially. Don't call me a hypocrite. College is different than the NFL. In the NFL, you've got to execute because you've got the best coaches, not only as the head coach, but the coordinators up and down the roster. And I just worry about Nick Sirianni. You got players reading books on the sidelines. You got Nick Sirianni yelling at fans, spats with his players. I mean, this is the only team where we actually know who their security guard's name, Big Dom. I think that there's just too much going on with the Eagles. Yes, they do have Saquon Barkley, the power running game, the offensive line, but they're not finishing in the red zone. They're leaving a lot on the table against the Green Bay Packers. And I'm going to take coaching. I'm taking McVay over Sirianni. I'm going Rams. They're going to do this for LA. They're going to respond in a major way and give people in LA something to cheer for, a little distraction. I'm going Rams. The Rams have looked great lately. They have come along on offense and on defense. I mean, they really haven't missed on any of their young draft picks. They've got potential defensive rookie of the year. He's already a Pro Bowler. Jared Verse, we saw what he did last night. Also, they've picked up Kobe Turner, year 2. He could have been a Pro Bowler. Braden Fisk, defensive tackle. He's a rookie. They've got so many weapons, young weapons on defense. They get after you with their front four. I think they're going to get after Philly. I think they're going to slow down the run. I think they're going to pressure Hurts. And I think the defense is going to be the key to the Rams winning the game. On the other side of the ball, they've got Puka. They've been a little too Puka dominant. Another great draft pick, by the way. They need to get Kupp involved. They need a healthy Kyron Williams. They need a healthy Higbee. They need DeMarcus Robinson. But I think McVay outcoaches Sirianni. I got the Rams winning. You heard it. Rams will beat the Eagles. I already have the Rams going to the Super Bowl. I don't even know why we're going through these predictions. And now to the game of the week. We have the Ravens playing the Bills in Orchard Park. We've got Lamar Jackson, two-time MVP, potentially against Josh Allen, might be getting his first MVP award. We've got Sean McDermott against John Harbaugh. This is the game of the weekend. I love this game. And like the Rose Bowl, whoever wins this game is going to win the Super Bowl. Whoever wins this game will play the Rams in the Super Bowl. But unlike the Rose Bowl, this game is going to be freezing cold. Freezing! Temperatures are going to be 18 degrees in Orchard Park. It's not like that out in the Rose Bowl. So what do I like about Buffalo? Buffalo has great offensive diversity. They've got a great quarterback. Josh is not turning the ball anymore. Their wide receivers, they've got Shakir, they've got Cooper, they've got Keon Coleman. They've got James Cook, who's a stud. They've got Ray Davis as a backup. They've got so much offensive diversity. Josh Allen doesn't have to do it all, although he can do it all. But now they're more reliant on James Cook. He takes the pressure off. Buffalo looks great. I mean, I didn't think it would look like this when they got rid of Diggs. I was a little worried early on, but they drafted right. They made some trades. They built a system around Josh Allen, and the Bills are humming. But Baltimore is favored, -1. Over under 51.5. Baltimore's D, they'll get after it. They'll get to the quarterback with their front four. Their secondary, I'm a little suspect and worried about. I think there will be points put up despite the weather. And Lamar, you can't say this Lamar versus Steelers thing is a thing anymore. And maybe we won't be saying this. He can't win a big game in the playoffs is a thing anymore if he can win here. And I think the Ravens do win. Sorry, Bills fans. I like the Ravens here because not only do they have Lamar, but they have Derrick Henry. They're going to run the ball and run the ball. And we've seen what he did last week and all year. He's running the ball effectively, and he's running the ball after contact. I think Lamar plus Derrick Henry equals a victory. So I'm going Ravens here. All right, folks, let's get into some social media mentions. All right, there was a lot this week, so I got to scroll through and find out the best ones for you. So we're on TikTok, Instagram, Threads. Give us a shout out, and we will give you a mention. All right, let's move on. What did we have here? Ooh, we talked about Quinn Ewers. We'll be playing football. Where next year? Fill in the blank. Could be Georgia. Could be Notre Dame. Wow, a lot of likes. Not a lot of comments. Everyone likes this. I'm going to give you a comment. It comes from Big Ben, my co-host. I asked him, would you still rather have Sam Darnold over Geno for the Seahawks quarterback? He talked about getting rid of Geno, letting him walk, signing Sammy D. Big Ben says, Justin Fields. He moved off Sam Darnold. I think some people are going to move off Sam. He's still going to get paid, not $50 million a year, being like $30, $40 million a year. So that's it for social media mentions. Before we get you out of here, remember to start your mental health and wellness right by taking the journey with Magic Mind. Build your mental wealth with Magic Mind. They are offering a January bundle. That includes a mental performance shot and a sleep elixir. The mental performance shot gives you clean, crisp, sharper, sustained energy. The sleep elixir helps you get to sleep faster and quicker so you can have a deeper sleep. So check out our link and you will get 45% off the Magic Mind bundle, the sleep and mental performance shot. That is magicmind.com/Big Ben K Win Jan. magicmind.com/Big Ben K Win Jan. And remember, we can't all build generational wealth, but we can build mental wealth. So take the step forward today. That's it. That's all we have. Go Thunder. Go Rams. I will be on here next week talking about how the Rams are going to the Super Bowl. Big Ben will join me next week, and we will talk a little bit about who won the Natty We'll get into the NBA because the trading deadline is coming up. Will the Warriors make a move because they're sinking, currently out of the playoffs? What will the Kings do? We might talk a little Lakers versus Clippers. Kawhi's back. For how long? We will see. But I am out for now. Peace.